As far as women were concerned, and punk being any kind of liberating factor for them, for me it was all embodied in the work of one particular female, and that was Poly Styrene from X-Ray Spex.
If punk rock had embraced polyurethane and polysexual ideals, next on the guest list was Poly Styrene.
First band I actually saw physically paid to see was X-Ray Spex. They were brilliant. They were just like this little girl with braces on her teeth screaming.
The girl singer, the way her voice was, the screaming, the energy.
She was a trained opera singer, but she just used her voice, she just subverted her voice and used it as a weapon almost.
I already kind of had an idea of the kind of thing that I wanted to do, and when I saw the Pistols it meant that it was possible.
Then they came out with a sound and attitude and a whole energy. It was just not relating to anything around it. Superb.
Poly Styrene I just thought was like a breath of fresh air. She just looked brilliant.
Their look and everything about them, their whole attitude and their bearing expressed as much about them as the songs they wrote did.
I'll never forget seeing her singing with this little soldier's hat on and a brace, really thick braces on her teeth.
The way that she marched up and down stage, and the way that she had like half a military uniform on. There were an amazing amount of care went into the way that she looked.
I didn't put my braces on for fashion, I actually had to wear braces, and I was quite goofy. To go with it, I just thought I couldn't really wear my sort of 70s sort of curly Carly Simon hairdos anymore. So I thought, well, I'll just change my look to go with my braces.
Interesting thing about Poly's lyrics is I think she was ahead of her time in that she was dealing with eco issues a good sort of 15, 20 years before it became really mainstream.
It was all very much about the consumer society and the expectations one had.
How we're sort of driven by advertising and driven by consumerism.
The commerciality of the city, the brightness and the garishness of it really, and the plasticness of it really hit me in a very strong way.
She didn't seem very happy with the notion that you should wear deodorant, buy all the commodities that were advertised on the TV, and I think she was very aware that all of it was quite unnecessary.
It's such a shame really that X-Ray Spex, their time was very short-lived. I mean, they just sort of did one great album and then imploded.
A true little individual. He got caught up in this whole thing and loved it immensely, but I couldn't ever say she was part of the punk scene, funnily enough. I never felt that anyway. She was on her own somewhere, I'm not quite sure where.
I think she was very much of her moment, really. But I don't think she was ever in it for the long term, Poly Styrene. I think she had better things to do with her time, definitely.